Facts so unbelievable you'll accuse us of lying. The Incredible Hulk was originally supposed to be grey. Marvel's Incredible Hulk is just as well known for his green body as he is for his testy temper. However, it turns out that he was supposed to be a different, less monstrous colour. Originally, comic book writer Stan Lee and comic book artist Jack Kirby intended the Hulk to be grey. According to Gizmodo, who explained that the colour was very much a riff on Mr. Hyde, but things didn't go as planned when the printing press kept having trouble with the Hulk's colour and he kept coming out green. Because of this, the character only popped up in the first few issues with his furious grey figure. And Mountain Dew used to be slang for moonshine. Mountain Dew may be a popular soft drink, but the name used to be slang for moonshine. To back this claim up, Smithsonian points to the Stanley Brothers tune Mountain Dew, which is a folk song that most certainly isn't talking about soda. Instead, the lyrics refer to good old Mountain Dew or illegal mountain brewed booze. Japan has a phone to call the dead. Public phone booths may be a rare sight these days, but there's one in a Japanese hilltop garden that's especially unusual. The wind phone was created by a Japanese man who thought that it would be healing, if not whimsical, way to talk to his cousin who had passed away. Even if the conversation was one-sided, others now also use the phone in order to feel closer to their late loved ones. If you folded a piece of paper 42 times, it would be thick enough to reach the moon. Yep, you heard that correctly. All it takes to verify this is simple math. If you fold a piece of paper in half, it doubles in thickness. And if you fold it in half again, it doubles in thickness again. With that type of exponential growth, it would only take just 23 folds for a 0.1 millimeter piece of paper to be 1 kilometer thick and 30 folds for it to be thick enough to reach outer space. Every mammal has the same number of neck vertebrae except for 2. Whether it's a giraffe, a mouse, a human, each mammal has exactly 7 vertebrae in its neck. But there are 2 exceptions to this rule: the sloth and the mantis. The two-toed sloth have 5 to 7 neck vertebrae and 3-toed sloth have 8 or 9. Manatees have 6, according to the 2011 research published by Biomed Central. There is a world record for the largest collection of miniature books. India's Sava Ador has a book collection that is surprisingly huge, especially considering that it's made up of teeny tiny versions of literature. Ador is the owner of the world's largest collection of miniature books, which include 3,137 unique miniature books. The word oxymoron is an oxymoron itself. An oxymoron is a combination of contradictions. They use cruel kindness to illustrate their point, but the dictionary could also have the word used oxymoron as an example, since it turns out the word oxymoron itself. Oxymoron is derived from the Greek word oxy, meaning sharp, and moronus, meaning dull or stupid. The human heart beats more than 2.5 billion times in the average lifetime. Your heart may beat faster when you're excited and could slow down when you're relaxed, but in most cases it tends to keep a regular pace. In fact, most human heartbeats an average of 60 to 70 times per minute and 100,000 times per day. That's about 35 million times a year, more than 2.5 billion times during an average lifetime. Oxford University is older than the Aztecs. The Aztec civilization of central Mexico began in 1325. That seems like a long time ago, and it was, but you'd have to go back even further to witness the founding of Oxford University, which started as a learning hub as early as 1096. By 1249, the university had established itself as an educational institution with halls of residence, which still stand today. Minnesota has more shoreline than California, Florida, and Hawaii combined. When you think of places that boast plenty of shoreline, your mind probably goes straight to coastal states. But Minnesota, the land of 10,000 lakes, or more precisely 11,842 lakes, actually has more shoreline than Hawaii, California, and Florida combined. People used to think that lambs grew on trees. The vegetable lamb was thought to be an animal that grew from a lamb tree in the region of Tartary, in an area that eventually became Europe and Central Asia. A special plant came into 2 different varieties according to medieval texts. The myth has been traced back to the year 436. One grew newborn lambs inside of pods, and the other produced a lamb that was attached to a stem by its belly button. The lambs were apparently hunted for their flesh, which tasted like fish and sweet blood. The world's most expensive hot dog costs $169. The Tokyo hot dog food truck in Seattle, Washington charges $169 for the Juni ban, making it the world's most expensive hot dog. The hot dog includes smoked cheese, bratwurst, butter teriyaki, grilled onions, and mayatake mushrooms, wagyu beef, foie gras, shaved black truffles, caviar, and Japanese mayonnaise on a brioche bun. I'm fairly certain I got some of these words wrong. If you found that video interesting, please hit that like button, and if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe.